Mark Jensen's morning begins in a blur of motion. Lily's backpack sits half-packed on the kitchen counter, her favorite stuffed rabbit peeking out of the straps. He juggles cereal bowls, lunchboxes, and shoes, muttering reminders as he moves from the fridge to the sink. Every small task feels urgent, yet he carries a quiet rhythm in his chaos. Between stirring oatmeal and checking the clock, he glances at a photo of his late wife, a reminder of the balance he strives to maintain, loving Lily while keeping life's responsibilities from collapsing. Across town, Claire Thompson adjusts the sleeves of her blouse in front of a small mirror, taking a deep breath to calm her nerves. She's rehearsing polite conversation for a date she has been anticipating all week, hoping her words will impress without revealing too much of herself. The reflection staring back at her is composed, professional, yet hints at vulnerability beneath the surface. Her apartment is neat, almost clinical, yet small touches. A vase of fresh flowers, an open notebook, revealed personality carefully curated, a mix of ambition and quiet warmth. At the office, the rhythm of the morning unfolds with subtle familiarity. Mark checks the site schedule while Claire reviews reports, their paths crossing in hallways and meeting rooms. Small nods, polite smiles, and brief exchanges of information form a pattern of unspoken respect. Claire notices the way Mark moves through his day, methodical, patient, capable. She admires it silently, sensing a steadiness she often wishes she could emulate, yet she keeps her feelings carefully hidden beneath professionalism. Later, in the break room, Claire mentions her upcoming weekend plans casually, as if testing the waters. "I've got a date this Saturday," she says lightly, stirring her coffee. Mark offers a distracted smile, focused on balancing spreadsheets and upcoming site inspections. He doesn't register the subtle hope behind her words, the tiny spark of excitement she allows herself. The contrast between her anticipation and his absorption in practical matters quietly underscores the distance between them, even as their lives orbit each other closely. Mark's mind drifts briefly to Lily, thinking about her weekend plans and what little surprises he can arrange for her. He sketches out a mental timeline. Park visit, grocery run, dinner prep. Every action is deliberate, aimed at creating stability in their small household. The thought of Claire's date enters only as a minor aside, a note in the background of a life dominated by responsibility. Yet beneath his calm exterior, there's an instinctive concern for the people he cares about, even if he doesn't consciously recognize it extends to her. Claire, meanwhile, lingers near her desk after mentioning the date, scrolling through messages and glancing at her reflection in a window. She wonders if she should be more assertive or leave things to chance. Her mind wanders to what Mark might think if he knew, if he noticed her small gestures or the little details she's always hoped he would see. She senses a connection that remains unspoken, a subtle tension between admiration and uncertainty. Every email, every glance across the office seems charged with a meaning neither fully acknowledges. As the day progresses, Mark moves between tasks with habitual efficiency, checking material deliveries, coordinating crews, and returning quick messages to Claire. Their paths intersect briefly, a nod exchanged, a paper passed across a desk, but neither addresses the unspoken undercurrent. Claire watches him with quiet amusement and admiration, noticing small quirks. The way he taps a pen when deep in thought, the careful pauses he takes before answering questions. She cherishes these small details, storing them in memory, unaware he treats them as routine gestures. By late afternoon, tension softens into the calm familiarity of shared spaces. Mark packs up tools and notes for tomorrow, glancing at his watch and thinking about dinner with Lily. Claire organizes her desk, checking the date once more and wondering if she should call it off or see where it leads. Both are caught in their separate routines, yet linked by unspoken awareness. In the quiet moments between tasks, a subtle connection lingers, building anticipation for the coming weekend, a silent prelude to the events neither fully realizes will change their dynamic forever. Claire taps her fingers nervously on the table, glancing at the small silver watch on her wrist. She rereads her date's last message, analyzing each word as if it could predict the evening ahead. Around her, the cafe hums with quiet chatter and the hiss of espresso machines, but she feels suspended in a bubble of anticipation. She rehearses casual greetings, jokes, and small talk aloud, hoping to strike the perfect balance between charm and authenticity, unaware that spontaneity might soon challenge every plan she's made. The plate in front of her sits untouched, a croissant growing cold as she scrolls again. Her mind races with imagined scenarios, the perfect laugh, witty responses, and shared smiles. She fights a fluttering anxiety in her chest, convincing herself that this could be an evening that changes everything, though deep down, a nagging doubt lingers. Claire's thoughts drift to Mark briefly, his calm efficiency in the office, a quiet contrast to the uncertainty swirling around her. She shakes it off, focusing on the date she hopes will go well. Across town, Mark pours cereal into Lily's bowl while humming softly, trying to keep the morning routine cheerful. He glances at her homework spread across the kitchen table, helping her with math problems and balancing a notebook on his knee. Each question, each correction, requires patience and gentle encouragement. The small victories, the correct answer, a proud smile, carry more satisfaction than any praise at work, grounding him in the practical, tender side of life that rarely appears outside his home. After breakfast, Mark and Lily head to the park. The sun warm on their faces, trees casting long shadows across the playground. Lily races ahead laughing while Mark sets up a small picnic on a bench, checking messages intermittently. His phone buzzes with work updates, but he dismisses them for the moment, absorbed in the joy of watching her play. Life feels orderly here, manageable, a sharp contrast to the unknown tensions unfolding in Claire's evening plans, highlighting the parallel yet disconnected paths they are on. Back at the cafe, Claire notices small details about her date that make her frown subtly. He talks incessantly about himself, his anecdotes lacking depth, his gestures clumsy rather than charming. She forces smiles and nods, laughing when appropriate, but inwardly she feels irritation creeping alongside disappointment. Her mind drifts again to Mark, imagining how effortless it must be for him to navigate complicated situations with calm authority. The thought makes her stomach twist, part frustration, part admiration she hasn't admitted aloud. The waiter interrupts her reflections, asking if she'd like another coffee, snapping her back to reality. Claire orders a cappuccino, attempting to reset her composure, smoothing her skirt and checking her reflection in a nearby mirror. She wants the night to feel enjoyable, but every forced laugh feels heavier than the last. The cafe's warm lighting contrasts sharply with the tension in her chest, creating a surreal sense of isolation even in a public space. Every glance at her date's obliviousness only intensifies her discomfort. Meanwhile, Mark corrals Lily into a game of catch, tossing the ball across the grass while laughing along with her giggles. He notices small details, the way she pauses to tie her shoe, the way the wind blows strands of her hair across her forehead, and smiles. These moments feel fleeting yet profound, a reminder that life's meaning is built in simple, tangible connections rather than awkward formalities or performative charm. He finishes a text to a co-worker, oblivious to Claire's anxious evening, yet both worlds are poised to intersect in ways neither predicts. As the sun dips lower in the sky, Claire glances at her watch for the third time in 10 minutes. The date shows no signs of improvement, and a sense of urgency settles over her. She considers calling it a night, but hesitates, torn between politeness and self-preservation. The tension is palpable, the anticipation sharp, and somewhere in the city, Mark's world of structure, care, and quiet competence prepares unknowingly to step into hers, setting the stage for an unexpected, life-altering encounter that neither of them sees coming. Claire's laughter fades quickly as her date launches into a long-winded story about himself, oblivious to her attempts to steer the conversation elsewhere. Each exaggerated anecdote and forced joke chips away at her patience, leaving her shoulders stiff and her smile tighter with every passing minute. She sips her wine slowly, hoping to create a buffer between herself and the cringe-worthy monologue. Inside, she battles rising frustration, wishing she could disappear or be somewhere, anywhere else, without causing a scene. He leans forward, oblivious to the subtle cues, and continues boasting about achievements that feel hollow and exaggerated. Claire forces nods, polite laughter and casual remarks, but her mind drifts to quieter, more genuine interactions she has experienced, like the calm presence of Mark in the office or the easy laughter she hears from colleagues enjoying unpretentious conversation. The contrast leaves her weary, yet strangely longing for simplicity. Meanwhile, Mark kneels by the kitchen sink, hands submerged in soapy water as he works to fix a leaking faucet. Lily sits nearby, quietly coloring, glancing up occasionally to ask a question or share a joke. He wipes his hands on a towel, smiles, and explains the problem patiently, showing her how to tighten the valve without risking a flood. Each small success brings him satisfaction, a stark contrast to the performative struggles unfolding across town in Claire's evening. Back at the restaurant, the date grows more awkward. He interrupts her comments with off-topic tangents, misreads her expressions, and laughs at jokes that aren't funny. Claire's polite exterior begins to crack, though she maintains a veneer of civility. The waiter glances briefly, sensing tension but unsure how to intervene. She rehearses excuses silently, imagining the perfect way to extract herself without confrontation, yet every moment drags painfully, stretching longer than the clock permits. Mark's attention remains fully on Lily as he finishes the faucet repair. He demonstrates how to turn the water on and off properly, ensuring no leaks remain. Lily giggles as water sprays unexpectedly, and Mark laughs, not embarrassed, but amused by the chaos. The simplicity and authenticity of the moment, the warmth, the laughter, the shared success, highlight a life grounded in care and reliability. It is a quiet fulfillment that feels worlds apart from Claire's evening. Back at the table, Claire grows acutely aware of how little her date notices her or the world around them. She watches his exaggerated gestures, the way he dominates the conversation, and feels a mix of embarrassment and disappointment. Her excitement for the evening collapses quietly, leaving an awkward tension hovering over every word and movement. She shifts in her chair, wishing for intervention, for someone who could navigate the discomfort with ease. Mark, finishing the cleanup, tells Lily it's time to pack up for the park. They grab snacks and toys, heading outside as the sun begins to dip. Mark notices the way Lily's hair catches the light, how her laugh echoes across the empty streets, and feels a deep satisfaction in these ordinary victories. Life is messy, chaotic, and unpredictable, yet each challenge solved and each moment shared carries a genuine reward. It's this grounded reality that will soon intersect with Claire's evening in a way she never anticipates. Claire glances at her watch, realizing that the date is not only failing, but becoming unbearable. She considers making her escape, rehearsing excuses in her head while he prattles on, unaware of her growing desperation. Tension coalesces into quiet panic, a longing for someone dependable, someone capable of navigating awkward moments with ease. Across town, Mark's calm presence and practical skill contrast sharply, unknowingly setting the stage for an unexpected rescue that will change the course of her night, and, perhaps, something deeper between them. Claire's fingers hover over her phone, heart racing as she types and deletes messages repeatedly. Finally, she sends the text with a mix of relief and anxiety. "Can you come get me? This is a disaster." She sets the device down, staring at the untouched plate in front of her, wishing for a sudden miracle to sweep her out of the awkward encounter. Around her, the soft hum of the restaurant fades into a blur, every sound amplified by the tension in her chest. She rehearses what she will say when she sees Mark, unsure if she'll manage calm composure. Across town, Mark folds laundry with Lily nearby, her small voice humming a tune as she sits on the couch. The text notification buzzes in his pocket, pulling him from the rhythm of chores. He reads the words quickly, brow furrowed, weighing responsibility and practicality. A lingering thought crosses his mind about timing, but the tug at his sleeve from Lily brings clarity. Helping someone in need is a choice he doesn't question. The day's routine pauses, giving way to an unplanned mission he accepts without hesitation. Mark slides into his jacket and grabs his keys, checking on Lily before leaving. "I'll be back soon," he assures her, and she nods, trusting his judgment without question. Every step of his preparation is deliberate, efficient, and calm, reflecting the steady confidence that has always grounded him. There's no romantic expectation guiding his actions, only responsibility, reliability, and the quiet instinct to protect those around him. Yet in these simple, unassuming gestures, there is a warmth Claire has always noticed from afar, without fully understanding. The drive through city streets is tense, yet controlled. Mark maneuvers around traffic with precision, eyes flicking to rearview mirrors and intersections, calculating the quickest, safest route. His mind is focused entirely on getting Claire out of the situation, ignoring the occasional text from work or reminder from Lily's weekend schedule. Each turn, each stoplight, carries the weight of his responsibility, yet his movements are smooth, practiced, unflustered. A stark contrast to the chaos Claire is enduring at the cafe. Inside the restaurant, Claire fidgets with her napkin, glancing at the door every few seconds, imagining Mark arriving. She feels a mix of hope and nervousness, unsure how to express gratitude when he inevitably walks in. The evening's tension twists her stomach, but the mere thought of someone dependable arriving lifts a small weight from her chest. Her mind replays every awkward moment of the date, wondering how Mark's presence will shift the atmosphere and whether she will be able to relax once he arrives. Mark parks the car nearby, taking a deep breath before stepping into the cool evening air. He approaches the restaurant with steady steps, scanning the crowd until he spots her. Claire, tense and slightly flushed, waves him over with relief flooding her features. Without a word, he offers a subtle nod, and she follows, grateful for his calm presence. The contrast between his composed demeanor and the chaos she endured highlights the quiet security he brings wherever he goes, making her admiration deepen in ways she doesn't yet name. As they leave the restaurant, Claire explains briefly what went wrong, laughing nervously at her date's clumsiness. Mark listens attentively, offering small nods and gentle smiles, focusing on her comfort rather than judging the situation. His attention is unwavering, practical and empathetic, the kind of presence that eases tension naturally. Claire notices the ease in his movements, the thoughtful pauses, and the effortless reassurance, feeling a warmth that feels both safe and rare, though he remains blissfully unaware of the effect he has. Driving back, the city lights blur past, casting soft reflections across the windshield. Claire relaxes slightly, her laughter returning in small bursts, and Mark navigates with quiet efficiency, focused on the road. The air between them is filled with unspoken acknowledgement, subtle but charged with connection. It's a moment that bridges two separate worlds, her awkward, chaotic evening and his grounded, incapable presence, setting the stage for deeper understanding and a bond that neither yet fully realizes, but that is quietly beginning to take shape. Mark steps through the restaurant doors, scanning the room until his eyes settle on Claire. She sits stiffly, her hands clutching her napkin as if it could shield her from the awkwardness surrounding her. Relief flashes across her face when she sees him approach, a mix of gratitude and embarrassment painting her features. Mark nods casually, offering a small, reassuring smile, and she rises, feeling a sudden lightness in her chest, as if the weight of the evening is already lifting. He moves beside her, guiding her subtly toward the exit while keeping the tone of the situation light. "Let's get you out of here," he says quietly, the words calm, efficient and unremarkable, but the ease in his voice does more than convey intent. It carries safety. Claire feels a warmth she hasn't acknowledged before, a combination of relief and fascination at his natural ability to navigate the chaos without a hint of stress. Her tension begins to melt in the presence of his quiet authority. The date, still seated and oblivious, tries to protest, but Mark intervenes with soft humor. A casual excuse, a polite nod, and Claire follows him obediently. Every step he takes is deliberate, careful not to draw unnecessary attention, yet enough to signal that he is in control. Claire notices the way he handles the situation with grace, thinking how effortlessly competent he is. And for the first time, she sees him not just as a colleague, but as someone capable of handling life's messiness with quiet strength. Outside, the evening air feels crisp and liberating. Claire breathes deeply, savoring the freedom from the tension that had clung to her like a shadow. Mark walks beside her, hands tucked in his jacket pockets, scanning the street with the same calm vigilance. He offers no judgment, no commentary on her discomfort, only a steady presence that allows her to release the stress. Claire's heart beats a little faster, unsure if it's the night's relief or the closeness she feels to him. As they reach the car, Mark opens the door for her, a simple gesture that speaks volumes without words. She hesitates briefly, realizing she's studying every small movement, every thoughtful action, from the way he tilts his head to the way he glances around to ensure safety. Gratitude mixes with something deeper she hasn't named, a fascination at the combination of competence and warmth. She is acutely aware of his calm confidence, and it both unsettles and excites her. Once inside the car, Claire recounts the evening's disasters, laughing nervously at the absurdity of her date's behavior. Mark listens attentively, offering occasional nods or soft chuckles, focused entirely on her comfort. His attention feels unforced, natural and sincere, making her feel valued in a way she hasn't experienced in a long time. The contrast between his genuine care and the awkwardness of the date leaves her quietly amazed. During the drive, city lights reflect off the windshield, casting fleeting shadows across their faces. Claire feels herself relax, realizing she can finally breathe. Mark navigates traffic with quiet skill, eyes alert but relaxed, his movements unhurried and precise. Every glance he offers her is casual, yet it carries an unconscious reassurance. She notices small details she has never considered before. The tilt of his head, the easy way he grips the steering wheel, the rhythm of his calm breathing, and feels a connection deepening between them. By the time they reach her apartment, Claire feels a mix of relief and something she cannot yet define. She steps out of the car, turning to offer thanks, and finds herself lingering, caught in a glance that stretches longer than necessary. Mark smiles softly, unaware of the effect he has on her, and waves her off with casual simplicity. In that quiet exchange, a seed of admiration, trust, and perhaps something more has been planted, setting the stage for a bond that will grow quietly, naturally, and profoundly in the days to come. Claire fidgets with the edge of her sleeve, glancing out the window as the city lights stretch into streaks of gold and white. She laughs awkwardly, recounting moments from the disastrous date, each anecdote tinged with embarrassment and relief. Mark listens without interrupting, his hands steady on the wheel, eyes alert to the flow of traffic. His calm presence provides a counterbalance to her nerves, allowing her to release tension she hadn't realized she was holding. The ordinary drive feels unexpectedly intimate, a small refuge from the chaos of her evening. She pauses mid-story, smiling sheepishly, aware of how absurd the entire situation sounds. Mark glances at her briefly, offering a small nod and an understanding expression. There's no judgment, no commentary, only attentive listening. The simplicity of his focus on her words, his genuine interest without overreaction, deepens a quiet admiration she has been harboring unknowingly. Each laugh, each sigh she shares, feels safer with him than it would with anyone else. Mark navigates through the familiar streets, his movements calm and deliberate. The city hums around them, car horns and distant conversations forming a muted soundtrack to their ride. Claire watches the reflections on the windows, noticing how the light catches his features, revealing the steadiness in his eyes. She realizes how much she values this grounded presence, the effortless way he balances attentiveness and composure, and wonders if he has any idea how impactful he is, though she knows he likely remains oblivious. The conversation drifts naturally from the date to lighter topics, movies, work, Lily's weekend plans. Yet even in mundane details, Claire senses an unspoken connection. Her words carry subtle hints of longing, hints he interprets only as friendly conversation. She watches him manage the steering wheel and rear-view mirror with careful precision, appreciating the ease with which he moves through responsibility. Each small, unconscious gesture reinforces the sense of safety she feels, making her increasingly aware of how much she enjoys being near him. Silence settles between them for a few moments, not uncomfortable but comfortable, filled with the quiet rhythm of the car and the city outside. Claire's hands rest lightly on her lap, and she notices how natural it feels to be close to him without expectation or pressure. Mark keeps his focus on the road, but there's a relaxed attentiveness in the way he glances at her from time to time. These unspoken exchanges carry more weight than words could, a subtle acknowledgement of trust and familiarity that neither fully names aloud. She catches herself stealing glances at him, noting the slight crinkle at the corner of his eyes when he smiles briefly, the way his posture is relaxed yet alert. Her heart flutters unexpectedly, a mix of admiration and something she hesitates to define. Every detail, from the soft cadence of his voice to the effortless way he listens, draws her closer emotionally, even though he continues to treat the conversation with unassuming practicality. The ordinary drive becomes extraordinary in its quiet significance. Mark adjusts the radio briefly, finding a station with soft music that fills the background, adding warmth to the car's interior. Claire comments lightly on the song and he nods, offering a small grin, returning the moment to casual ease. Despite the normalcy of the exchange, she feels a profound comfort in his presence. The contrast between her chaotic evening and his calm, steady demeanor is stark, leaving her feeling unexpectedly buoyed, a sense of admiration and affection growing quietly beneath the surface. By the time they reach her apartment, Claire feels a mixture of relief and lingering warmth. She steps out, taking a deep breath of cool night air, and thanks him sincerely. Mark offers a small, easy smile, his focus already on the next task, unaware of the depth of her feelings. The shared laughter, light conversation, and the quiet moments of mutual understanding during the drive have created a connection neither fully acknowledges, but that has subtly shifted the dynamic between them, implanting the seeds for something deeper in the days to come. Claire walks through the office with a cup of coffee in hand, pausing near Mark's desk to place it down quietly. She lingers just long enough for him to notice, offering a small, warm smile that feels heavier than mere politeness. Mark glances up, nods in acknowledgement, and returns to his work, interpreting her attention as simple gratitude. Yet beneath the ordinary exchange, Claire feels her heartbeat quicken, aware that every small gesture carries a weight she cannot yet articulate. She leaves a neatly folded note on his keyboard, casual in appearance but thoughtful in content. Mark reads it later, smiling briefly at the words, assuming it is a friendly token of appreciation. Claire watches from a distance, sensing a tension in the air, a quiet charge that wasn't there before. Ordinary office moments, passing by in hallways, sharing brief exchanges, now feel loaded with unspoken significance, a secret developing between them that neither openly names. Mark's focus remains divided between project deadlines and family responsibilities. Yet he notices subtle changes in Claire's behavior. She lingers in conversations slightly longer, offers extra help without prompting, and meets his gaze with a warmth that wasn't there before. He attributes it to professionalism or gratitude, unaware of the affection growing quietly beneath her surface. The unnoticed gestures build tension, a silent rhythm connecting two people navigating both work and unspoken desire. Claire finds herself searching for reasons to interact, to create small moments that prolong their proximity. She offers to review reports together, drops off forgotten documents, and lingers near his office chair under the guise of casual conversation. Each exchange feels electric to her, a quiet thrill of connection she carefully conceals. Mark responds with his usual calm efficiency, completely unaware of the emotional undercurrent, focusing instead on tasks and responsibilities that dominate his attention. During lunch breaks, Claire sits a few desks away, catching glimpses of Mark's interactions with colleagues and smiling quietly to herself. She admires the effortless way he balances work and life, the patience he shows toward his employees, and the attention he gives Lily. Each observation deepens her affection, even as she fears the feelings will remain unspoken. Ordinary office life has become extraordinary, every glance and gesture carrying the weight of something unsaid but profoundly felt. Mark notices small kindnesses and reciprocates with polite acknowledgement, never realizing the deeper significance. A brief shared joke, a handed pen, a casual nod, gestures that seem trivial to him feel monumental to Claire. She catches herself lingering near him just a second too long, savoring the proximity, aware that she is teetering on the edge of revealing what she feels. Yet she hesitates, unsure if the unspoken attraction could disrupt the balance between them. As the day winds down, the office empties and quiet settles over the floor. Claire gathers her things slowly, deliberately walking past Mark's desk one last time. She offers a lingering smile and a soft, "See you tomorrow," her voice carrying a warmth and subtle weight. Mark glances up, nods, and returns to his screen, oblivious to the undercurrent. The tension between them simmers, a quiet, invisible thread pulling at both hearts, waiting for the moment it might be acknowledged. In these ordinary days, the extraordinary builds quietly. Claire's gestures, small and calculated, and Mark's unassuming presence create a delicate balance of anticipation. Each shared glance and brief conversation becomes a silent dialogue, one-sided but charged with potential. The unspoken affection simmers beneath professionalism and routine, hinting at a revelation yet to come, a connection quietly deepening with every small, intimate moment. Mark and Claire step out of the office into the midday sun, the city bustling around them. They walk side by side toward a nearby cafe, the air filled with casual conversation and soft laughter. Mark shares a story from the morning site inspection, exaggerating a minor mishap with dry humor. Claire laughs naturally, the tension of previous weeks melting slightly with every exchanged word. The easy rhythm between them feels different, lighter, warmer, charged with something quietly unspoken. At the cafe, they choose a corner table, sitting across from each other, yet leaning slightly closer than necessary. Claire teases Mark gently about his meticulous notes, and he fires back with a playful jab about her obsession with organization. The exchange is effortless, natural, each joke and retort deepening the sense of familiarity and comfort. For the first time, the conversation feels personal beyond work, their professional boundaries blurring subtly yet safely. As they wait for their orders, Claire notices the small gestures that have always captivated her. Mark's calm patience, the way he tilts his head when listening intently, and the easy confidence that never feels forced. She realizes how much she enjoys his presence, not because of grand declarations, but because of the quiet consistency and genuine care he brings into every moment. The affection she's nurtured quietly begins to feel mutual, though unspoken, and she savors the possibility. Mark, focused on recounting the morning's events with precision and humor, notices Claire's attentiveness and soft laughter. He interprets it as appreciation for his storytelling rather than an indicator of something deeper, yet a subtle warmth grows in his chest. He feels a comforting ease in her presence, a lightness that contrasts with the weight of his usual responsibilities. The ordinary act of sharing lunch becomes unexpectedly significant, filled with subtle tension and quiet connection. The lunch arrives, and conversation shifts to personal anecdotes, weekend plans, childhood memories, and small dreams for the future. Claire listens intently as Mark recounts Lily's latest antics, laughing at his playful frustration. The discussion is casual, yet the underlying attentiveness and respect they show each other conveys far more than words can capture. Both feel an unspoken trust, a sense of being understood without needing explanation, a foundation quietly forming beneath every shared glance. After the meal, they linger for a moment outside the cafe, reluctant to break the flow of conversation. Claire hesitates, tempted to ask something personal but restrained by habit. Mark senses her pause and offers a reassuring smile, soft and understated. Their eyes meet, a subtle spark passing in that brief connection, long enough to acknowledge the mutual warmth, but short enough to preserve the unspoken. The world continues around them, yet this small interaction feels suspended in time. As they return to their separate routines, both carry a quiet awareness of the afternoon's intimacy. Claire walks back to the office, replaying moments in her mind, realizing how effortlessly Mark makes her feel seen, respected, and comfortable. Mark returns to his desk, focused on the next project, yet something lingers in his thoughts, a gentle curiosity, a subtle shift in the rhythm of his days. Neither addresses it aloud, but the potential for something more quietly hums beneath the surface. By the end of the day, the small gestures, shared laughter, and lingering glances accumulate into a silent promise. Their connection, built over moments of reliability, care, and mutual respect, hints at a future neither can yet define. Life continues, filled with responsibilities, routines, and predictable patterns. Yet beneath the surface, something delicate and profound has taken root. The seeds of admiration, trust, and perhaps love quietly grow, promising that the story between them is only beginning.